Okay. So, we decided we're going to add in other reveals than just Transformers this time.
That is correct. We like to be diverse with our reviews and everything.
So
I am not saying this because I am reading a script.
I barely make scripts for anything. The only time I've actually made a script so far is for a video I still have to work on. That's funny. Anyway, everything except for Transformers and G.I. Joe, given they are pretty much intrinsically linked. Everything else is separated out by brand.
That is correct. G.I. Joe and Transformers are connected because they are both shows that has been featured in my childhood, and I love them very much.
That they've had many, many, many crossovers to the point of I'm pretty sure if a comic universe hasn't had that crossover happen yet, that's because it hasn't been around long enough.
That is correct.
That's why they are intrinsically connected, as I said. Yeah. So, first up, we have this lady. What is her name? I need to actually check the files because I don't actually know this one. Agent Helix.
This is like new generation of the G.I. Joe.
Ah. So neither of us necessarily know.
Yeah,
don't know how. I mean, looks neat and all. Don't know how well that would actually just destroy the wrist.
Pretty sure that would backfire.
Yeah, I would think that would like either collapse or like put so much force on your wrist if you tried to stab something with it that it would end up just breaking your wrist.
Or you could have ending up stabbing yourself.
That's also true.
I mean, that's like wielding like two double-bladed lightsabers.
That is very true. So the first of the rock beings, we have Bouldercraft.
Bouldercraft.
I'm pretty sure that's his name. I'll double check. That's what I have written down.
That's like a freaking fan-made game of World of Warcraft. Craft. You make
World of Warcraft Minecraft edition.
You make houses.
Boulder Crash.
Oh, Crash.
Yeah, well, I had ended up grabbing the name from, listed it as Boulder Craft for some reason, but Boulder Crash is the proper name.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that does. I was looking at it and I was like, that doesn't look like that makes sense. Yeah, so
well, so much for a game idea, huh?
It doesn't. That just means that it might not be copyrighted.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Turns into basically like a 3-wheeled motorcycle thingy made of rocks.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, made
Is
of rocks.
Fred Flintstone's gonna ride this thing?
Apparently, the original intention was to make a red quartz. Was what he was supposed to be made of.
Yeah.
But then when they ended up adding in these red paint details, it just kind of looks more like lava than red quartz.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not like I mean, quartz is not like a metal; it's clearly a crystal. It doesn't like come out in veins; it comes out in chunks,
Yeah.
like a diamond or a
Yeah.
crystal or obsidian.
And then we have animated Bumblebee.
What is up with his gun?
His gun. Probably because they've attached this thruster for the car mode to the back of the Stinger that actually is supposed to be his main weapon. For some reason. I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe to make it look more like a proper gun.
Maybe, but still.
Yeah. That is kind of a silly thing there. Yeah. But here's the thing. This looks like it ended up translating nice. This looks like it was translated rather faithfully.
Well, yeah.
Which does annoy me still because of it still being... Because that ends up meaning it's inconsistent with stuff like animated getting translated so nicely.
Yeah.
And animated is the other one that is rather organic in its design shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have Rescue Bot's Chase. His head looks a little too big for being in a Generation 1 based figure.
Yeah.
His head looks a little oversized considering he's otherwise normally proportioned.
I don't know. I think it's kind of like the head is kind of proportioned to the body. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. It just seems big compared to other heads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Turns into like a muscle car. Of which they noted that in like 6 months they have some sort of reveal that they are excited for. I've seen people suggest that it might be Prime Cliff Jumper from this. I kind of see it, I kind of don't.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, especially considering this looks like the front is a little more curved. So it actually reminds me a bit more of like Prime Bumblebee as it stands in this this figure than Cliff Jumper. As much as I would like a Studio Series Prime Cliff Jumper. Yeah. I might grab him. I like the kind of funny idea of having like a little mini Cybertronian police force for Generation 1.
Stop in the name of Primus. You are stealing too much energon crystals.
And then Barricade, because Barricade has a Generation 1 based design. Barricade technically fits among them. We have what was listed as Crimson Strike Team. With the Baroness, Tomat, and Zammot. I have no clue which one of twins is which.
One of easier way to distinguish them is the scars.
Yeah.
Well, actually, scar. Only one of them has a scar. The other one doesn't. I cannot tell you which one.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that, like, in the show, where both twins feel each other's pain, but yet you would think that one of them had a scar, but the other one would get one.
In theory. However, it could just be that they mentally feel the pain and not it is a physical pain.
Yeah, you're right.
So, while that would make, so depending on how it was written, that would make sense. I think how it's supposed to be in the show is just you mentally feel the pain and not physically.
Yeah, I think it's a mental pain because I remember pointing it out the first time I saw it, and my brother, when we were watching this, he like it's more like a mental pain. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what this snake thing is. I'm not sure. Yeah, then we have Dreadnought Buzzer.
Cool.
Yeah, to be fair, there as you can see, they have a whole bunch of accessories. I didn't necessarily grab all the things with an image with all the accessories because I was trying to find I don't know. I ended up not knowing how many pictures of them in roughly similar positions I wanted to put in the same list.
It's kind of fine if you don't get all the accessories.
And then you have Dreadnought Ripper.
He has a beard now, or it's longer.
Huh. Yeah. And then General Clayton Hawk Abernathy, I think? I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Abernathy.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Abernathy.
Abernathy. How are you saying?
I ended up just making an attempt at it. But yeah,
I was like, it clearly spells Abernathy.
But yeah, I think he has the ability to take off that helmet.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Jason Shockwave Faria.
Don't think I've ever seen this one. Does look like an interesting character.
It's reminding me. I don't know all the characters' names in R6, but it's reminding me of the guy with the shield, just because that's the only thing that comes to mind at the moment for me.
What's R6?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of reminding me of that because I know there is a character that has a riot shield.
Yeah, there is a.
I don't remember what his name is.
But to me, it kind of reminds me of High Volt from Superchargers.
That's true. Yeah. You know something funny about you mentioning Obsidian before? He's supposed to end up looking like he's made of obsidian. This is Magnus. So now there's actually a character just called Magnus and not just Ultra Magnus.
Before there was Ultra Magnus, there was just Magnus.
Yeah. Something actually interesting, apparently they noted that his torso is kind of hollow because he's supposed to be a rock creature, not have a spark like a Cybertronian.
But the rock guys don't even have a spark.
They don't have a spark, no. They're supposed to be like rock creatures, not like Cybertronians.
But if they're not supposed to be Tronians, then how can they transform?
Probably mainly just for the sake of toy.
Yeah.
that, and I think in the episode they acknowledged the like of the G1 animes, what a bunch of rock creatures turned into a bigger rock creature by merging together. So kind of just, I don't know, kind of just morphing around in not actual transforming logically ways. Yeah. This actually looks cool. To be fair, I do like how this looks a lot.
That looks like an even more modern Flintstones car.
It does.
The thing is, that one's owned by Barney. You know, if I had a tile floor in my bedroom, I would be able to recreate that that little running sound when they start.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Yeah. We have Core Class Energon Megatron. They noted they didn't use clear because the show, it wasn't quite clear on the model. So they went with the show over the toy clear for the cannons and wings.
Looks like a paper airplane.
He kinda does. Actually, you know what he looks like I'm thinking of right now? He looks like Meta Knight's ship.
Meta Knight ship.
Yeah, Meta Knight's ship. Hang on. From Kirby.
Kirby. Oh. I don't play a lot of Kirby.
Yeah, I gotta send you the thing. He vaguely reminds me of this. Now that I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, I can definitely similarities. Like the with the front piece and the wings.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'm pretty sure he came. He might have came first. The halberd might have come first. I don't know what came first. I'm now curious, but I don't know which came first.
I don't know either.
Animated Optimus Prime. Again, translated rather well.
Oh yeah.
They actually noted there are hidden wheels here to end up not having the floating truck cab fall onto the floor because of the balance. So they did hide some extra wheels here to help keep it up. Actually, you can kind of see it even better from over here on the other side. Then we have Tasmanian Kid, or as he was known in just the Beast Wars line, Snarl. I think they mentioned wanting to pet a Tasmanian devil when they had done the research for his sculpt.
Wait. You're telling me that, like, a Tasmanian devil is an actual thing? Like, an actual creature?
I think it actually is. I think it actually is. I can double check. But I'm pretty sure it actually is.
I thought that was something that, like, Looney Tunes made up.
It doesn't necessarily look like what Looney Tunes ends up portraying.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And look at its mouth, though. No way is he fitting an entire elephant to...
There you go. That's what it apparently actually looks like. The orange color is because he ended up being in the show that color.
Oh, it's so cute though.
Yeah, you can see why the designers are like, we want to pet this while we were designing him.
I can see why. But how could Looney Tunes mess up something so cute? I mean, look at it.
I don't know if they knew that was an actual thing, and might have just only heard of it. That might be why.
Yeah, they made up a name for a creature, and it just so happened to what existed after they found out.
Either that, or they had heard of the name but had not seen the creature, because they did that probably in like, I forget when Looney Tunes came out, probably like the 60s or something. So they probably didn't have.
Yeah.
So they probably didn't have the internet to just check what it looks like.
Of course not. They didn't. Yeah. Computers used back then were used to like launch rockets into space. Chimpanzees and dogs.
Yeah. So here is Thundertron.
Thundertron.
You can actually take this foot off of him and have him have a peg leg.
Oh, so he's supposed to be a pirate?
Yeah.
Oh. Kinda seems like...
Yeah.
Ron.
What?
Seems like a terrible name for a pirate.
Yeah. And he turns into this kind of lion-like thing.
I am Thundertron, terror of the seven seas. Arrgh.
Well, he is a space pirate, to be fair.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can let that slide.
There. Yeah. The thing that is weird to me is he is based on a toy for Prime that didn't actually show up in the show at all.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Which
like it does have
yeah.
Prime qualities.
The weird thing to me is, why did they choose then to go with a character from Prime that was only in the toy line? When I probably would have been like, hey guys, people were disappointed that Polar Claw didn't get made. Why don't we make him?
Yeah.
Because it's basically the same boat. Yeah. And then the next one is Tiger Hawk.
Yeah. Emissary of the Fox.
Yeah. They actually mentioned taking aspects of both the Kingdom Tigatron and Air Razor to end up making parts of this sculpt.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a full-blown leader class figure.
It was always a leader class figure.
Yeah. It's a full-blown leader class figure. They actually acknowledged people who were like, we want to see the vacuumized metallic stuff back. They said we'll get to that when we get to it, basically. Along with other trans metals. Yeah, and then we have Windblade. Cyberverse Windblade, they said specifically, but Windblade from Cyberverse and Windblade from G1 don't look necessarily that different, so I don't get the point of specifying.
Why?
But it is also something that annoys me, because considering this ends up basically just being on the basis of Cyberverse Windblade just basically being slightly modified G1 Windblade, why did they screw with Shadow Striker so much?
I don't know.
More inconsistencies. Yay.
Oh goody.
Yeah. And that reaches the end of G.I. Joe and Transformers. Would you like to take a guess at what is next in the lineup of figures and brands?
All right.
You are correct. Oh, right, I forgot to go over to the plane. I was a little premature with that, but yeah, plane mode. But yes, Power Rangers is the next brand. With whatever Omega Rangers are, I don't know what that means.
I think those are like supposed to be the. Or wait, no. I think I know where they're from. So it's gonna be. I'm gonna be talking for a while because I watched a lot of lore videos. But anyways, so one alternative timeline, or at least, well, actually, first, some point in the show, the red, the black, and the yellow Rangers characters. I don't know, like the characters went out to go to a peace rally, but in an alternative reality, they lied about going to a peace rally, and went somewhere else to form the Omega Rangers. And the reason why I know about that is because in another alternative reality, Tommy, the Green Ranger, was never converted on the Rangers' side, with Zordon. He was evil throughout the end. Even able to gain like a higher, stronger power in order to defeat the Rangers and Zordon. Then after years, Rita and her minions were able to take control of Earth, and of course, with old age consuming Rita, she basically fell ill, and so Tommy ended her life and became the Dragon Emperor. And then at some point, the Omega Rangers were sent out to stop them, and basically at the end, they basically trapped him in a prison in which he cannot escape. That's basically it.
Yeah, we have some images of each of these separately. So, unfortunately, the rest of the Power Rangers figures that were shown off were, I think, Super 7 figures, which I usually drop from the Transformers stuff as well. So I did not include those. I did include something that I didn't include for Star Wars because I suspect it will end up being very interesting to you.
Goody.
Oh. This.
Ooh.
Yeah, they ended up showing some Star Wars stuff like like Rex's helmet and Ezra's lightsaber. They called it Sabine's. I left those out because not really what.
It's so cool though. Can I just say, like it has almost every single power coin that Tommy Oliver has ever had through the show. Like, yeah,
that's why I ended up leaving it in, because I'm like, you know what? I know this is gonna end up exciting you. I'm going to hold off on. I'm gonna leave the Star Wars stuff aside, but I am going to show you this.
It has every single one. The dragon coin, another dragon coin, but like a different printing than the white tiger coin. I think that one's the turbo coin, Zeo coin, and the black Dino Ranger coin. It's so cool. I'm literally geeking out right here. Awesome.
It's like me when I had ended up seeing Dirge get re-released.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So apparently, that is $65.
Actually, not bad.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
I was ending up like, I'll take a look at it. Not, and I was like, hopefully it's not like how the helmets of Star Wars are, because I don't want to end up making it disappointing. Because you wanna know how much that Rex helmet was listed as?
No.
Well, the Rex helmet is listed as? The Rex helmet is listed at $132.
Figures.
Yeah, so you can see why I was like, I half want to look it up, so that if it is a decent price, I can let you know, because I know that's gonna probably be something you're going to want to look for. But I was also like, please don't tell me it's as much as the Star Wars helmets.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I had left that one in, specifically because I knew that would end up exciting you.
You know how much I love my Power Rangers.
Even if I don't know anything on them.
Don't worry, you'll soon learn.
Then we go to Star Wars with a guy called Valen Skull. I
Yeah,
think
he
he's from the
appears in
Ahsoka show.
Ahsoka.
I haven't
Yeah, he's in
watched
this.
that yet.
Neither have I.
So we have him for the Black Series. We have Chopper for the Vintage Collection.
Oh,
We have Director Krennic for Vintage Collection.
Rogue One.
Yep. HK-47 for the Vintage Collection. This is from, like, the old Star Wars Legends stuff.
Yes, I've heard about him.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Jedi Knight Revan. Though usually you hear of Revan as Darth Revan.
Naturally.
And then with Vintage Collection, you also have Professor Hugh Wang, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't know. I could be pronouncing it wrong. I just know it's David Tennant.
Yeah. AKA the 10th Doctor from Doctor Who.
And Scrooge McDuck from the DuckTales reboot.
Wait, really?
And Crowley from Good Omens.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, he plays Scrooge McDuck in the DuckTales reboot. Actually, if I'm correct, last I saw, he had ended up taking over the Doctor again for at least, like, a special.
Yeah, he has.
So he has now played... Well, technically, I think he has played 4... I think... No, not 4. 3. I think 3, because he played 10th. The 10th ended up forcing his visage to stay the same at one point.
Yep.
And then now he has returned. Anyway, getting back from the sidetracking of Doctor Who. Another Ahsoka character for the Black Series, Shin Hati. Okay.
Shin. Yeah.
And then we have Starkiller. And some stormtroopers.
Looks like he's water bending.
I think it is supposed to be force lightning, but it does also look like water a lot.
Yeah. Water, earth, fire, air,
I haven't actually watched that show.
Seriously, dude?
Yes.
You have to watch it, dude. It's, like, gotten very popular since the lockdown.
Maybe if I find a spot to end up getting to it.
I think the full series is on Netflix.
So maybe I'll get to it if I remember.
I have to keep sending you reminders every day.
Yeah, this should be the end of Star Wars stuff.
Is there anything else on Power Rangers? Or was that Master Morph the last thing?
That was the last thing for that. Remember, everything outside of G.I. Joe and Transformers is split apart into its proper brand.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So on to Marvel. I had to wait in here because the gold stuff, the gold accents made me think of the live-action Killmonger. No, this is Black Panther, a comic version.
Look at his toes, though.
I think that's
a Ninja Turtle.
I think that's supposed to be similar to how I think like the ninjas of like Japan, and I'm specifically thinking like the Foot Clan, because that's the only kind of ninjas I necessarily know, end up having like those either like shoes or the cloth that they wear that ends up kind of just forming into like two things.
Yeah, but if you zoom in on like the base of the toes, it kind of looks like it has toenails jutting out, like a Ninja Turtle on the left side. Kind
of. Yeah,
so it's Killmonger, Batman, and Ninja Turtle.
All is Black Panther.
They have combined to create the ultimate creature.
This is a guy I do not know. This is Crystar.
It looks like He-Man from Masters of the Universe.
If he was made of crystal.
Yeah.
Hey, we found another one of the rock guys for Transformers.
Yeah. but he's like Lapis Lazuli. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have Detroit Steel. Clearly an Iron Man villain.
No. He's Iron Patriot.
He's the villain of Iron Patriot. I don't know that. I'm pretty sure he is actually supposed to be like an Iron Man villain. I don't know him well at all, though. Yeah. I am considering grabbing this one, even though I don't actually normally collect Marvel guys.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, this Doc Ock also comes with extra claws that allow you to actually get him to stand up on the claws.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And all of the arms are bendy, so you can actually pose them completely.
You can pose them to drink like a shot glass of beer, like in that one scene.
Yeah, you could literally pose the arms to do anything. You can get him to stand without extra supports on the arms.
That would be nice, actually.
That is how it works. You can do that. I don't know though if you could get him to like. I don't know if those extra hands have like one of the plugs that, like the 5mm ports that allow most of the modern Transformers to hold their guns and place everything all over them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have that. If they do, I wonder if it's sturdy enough of where you can plug those into like a custom printed wall or something, and get him to hold onto the wall and hold himself up. Cause that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be sturdy enough to do that, especially given, you know, all the little claws are detachable.
Yeah.
But that would be cool if that did end up working. Then we have Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yes, listed specifically as friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The figure they had out while they were showing him off, from the position, from the angles that figure was, his face looked off, but from this image, his face actually looks accurate. His face looked a little angular with the figure that they were posing on like a little turntable. Yeah. A HasLab that Marvel is doing. Sadly, we didn't hear about any sort of Transformers HasLab. I wanted to know what was next, Hasbro. Tell me what Transformer is next.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, so this is Giant Man.
Okay.
There are extra goals where you can get him to have, where they will get him a specialized zombie head, and I'm forgetting what they're called.
Is he wearing elf ears?
No. They are very similar to elf ears. Skrull, that end up making him be a Skrull.
Right.
Yeah, you are right. The pointy ears do kind of make you think elf if you didn't know what a Skrull was.
Oh no, I know what a Skrull is. It's those shapeshifters from Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And then here's a comparison between him and a normal-sized figure.
How much is he?
How much is he? The HasLab. I don't know. I can go look at how much they want for him if you are to back him. That is just gonna take a second or two to pull up. Let's see, active projects currently funding $200.
Jesus.
To be fair, 24 inches is 2 foot, and 2 foot and around 2 foot is the amount a Titan is in height, and Titans are $200. So
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense. The only thing there that I would say then is he doesn't transform. He just has to deal with a human form. He doesn't have to actually transform. So that is the one thing where you could be like, well, that still might be a bit much in the case of just a normal, otherwise action figure. Because a Titan class Transformer, at least you still have to make it transform. Yeah. I might also grab this guy.
Who is that? Is that like Ozzy
Good old
Osbourne?
It is not Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne is a singer. It's Norman Osborn.
Norman Osborn. But what was the name of his son, though?
His son. I'm forgetting what his son's name was.
I thought it was like Ozzy.
Nah, I don't think it's Ozzy.
Is it like James? Or no, Harry? Yeah.
Yeah, Harry Osborn.
Why did I think it was Ozzy Osbourne?
Probably because we were talking about what music I end up listening to before we started this, in which I had mentioned Ozzy.
Or maybe it's like how like first and last names of superheroes or villains have like the same letters, like Peter
That
Parker.
too. That too. Yeah.
But I think it's mainly because of we were looking at music and artists. Like that has to be it.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, before we move along, I must go. Hello, Spider-Man! Because of course. Why wouldn't I?
Jamison, you slime! Who's the photographer who takes the pictures of Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. His stuff comes in the mail. You're lying. Yeah. It's the only one that can bring me to him.
Yeah. I think some people actually didn't necessarily like the damaged armor of the original Maguire film, making the green on his suit. I don't know why they didn't like it. I actually think that looks cool.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
And I still think it holds up to this day.
Yeah. I might grab this and Otto Octavius, even though I don't normally grab Marvel figures.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will grab a Maguire to go with them, but I might grab Otto and Goblin. Then we have this guy. I do not know who this is, other than that they said his name was Justice.
Justice?
Yeah.
Oh wow, so original.
I was about to say, he couldn't have been a little more creative when selecting his superhero name.
Like, hey, oh, what if we go with Ultra Justice or Super Justice? No, just Justice. Like, look out, here comes Justice. Like, that's like the most generic name ever, but plus, if someone shouts, here comes Justice, who are they referring to? The word or the person?
I don't know. You know what I'm realizing? With these characters that we don't necessarily know, especially with how we made a joke with Crystar and now Justice, I wonder if anyone who knows these characters from the comics well are gonna be like, why are you making fun of these guys? And the answer is the answer is, while I know a decent bit about Marvel, I don't know who these guys are.
Yeah, we may be Marvel fans, but we don't know every single character.
Yeah, we end up knowing more about. I know a lot more about like Transformers and Star Wars than even like Marvel.
Yeah. Like it's same thing with me with like Star Wars and Power Rangers.
Yeah. We have Matt Murdock. the really good lawyer. Yeah.
Well, is that supposed to be is that supposed to be like a walking cane or like those weird animal hooks?
No, that is a walking cane. Matt Murdock is blind.
Oh. Oh wait, isn't Matt Murdock Daredevil?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that thing at the bottom? Is that like a beer can?
No, that's the brick that gets thrown through the window in No Way Home.
Oh.
And then we have MJ.
With a box.
Yes. A box from the film. Then we have Namorita.
Madame Noita?
Namorita.
Namorita.
Yeah, something like that.
It's gonna take me a while to actually get it right. Like, I thought that was like Mystique. Not the same colors, but like...
There are wings on the feet.
They're the flying boots from Percy Jackson, the lightning thief.
Except they're just attached right at the ankle.
Or
How would
attachable
that end
wing.
up actually fly? How would that actually allow you to fly? Wait, right, comics, don't overthink it.
Apparently not. Yeah, don't overthink about the logic of putting your wings at the bottom of your feet.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It just works. Just don't worry about it.
It just makes sense.
Then we have not Wonder Woman. She even has a sword and shield, but that wasn't in the image that I have here.
Yeah.
This is Power Princess. It just looks like Wonder Woman.
Lame. Yeah, Marvel would have copied straight off of DC.
That's happened a couple of times before.
Hell, I think they have like more copies.
I think there are some things that Marvel copied from DC and some things that DC copied from Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, they've been going at each other's worlds since the beginning.
Yeah.
Only Marvel was able to make it to the top.
With films, but with James Gunn going to be in charge of all the upcoming DC films other than Aquaman 2, I do wonder if Marvel should be scared.
I would be scared too.
Yeah, I would think Marvel should be scared in that situation because Gunn made the only MCU film that people really actually liked in the past couple years. Other than No Way Home.
Well, I mean, yeah, that too. But
Yeah, it's like they should probably be scared if that's the case then.
I mean, this might be like the turning point for DC. Yeah,
It could be, yeah.
They may end up being on top because of how the condition of like Marvel is. Because I don't know about you, but I haven't watched a lot of the new stuff in
I haven't either. Yeah.
Like, the only thing I have watched was like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and Loki.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness, while we're on this side tangent, disappointed me.
Wait, really?
Yes. So,
Why is that?
So it is directed by Sam Raimi.
Wait, the Sam Raimi, the guy who made the original Spider-Man films,
And Evil Dead.
and he what? You're telling me he directed it, and yet he disappointed you?
Yes, because I was hoping that he would actually be allowed to go into the sheer horror aspect of comics at times, and they didn't let him, it seems. It seems like the studio interfered and went, no, we can't let you just make Scarlet Witch be this horrifying, villainous creature.
I mean, she still ended up being that way, but probably not in the way Sam Raimi hoped for.
Yeah, it feels like she kind of rubber bands back a couple of times to being to where you're supposed to be, like, back to before she ended up, like, completely obliterating a whole bunch of monks, and before she completely obliterated the other universe's Illuminati.
Yes, it's like, I'm good, I'm bad, good, I'm bad, I'm good, I'm bad. It's like, make up your mind, bitch.
That's part of why I end up being disappointed with it, because he can do horror. He can do superheroes. And
Yeah.
it feels like when the things that he was allowed to keep in of horror, that actually works well.
Surprisingly.
But it feels like the studio may have come in and went, no, we will not let you turn Scarlet Witch into a full-blown, horrifying villain. So that's why it kind of disappointed me.
Yeah,
Especially now that you realize who directed it and what he's done before.
yes.
Yeah. Whoever Red Widow is.
Red Widow. Is this like a frickin' evil copy of Black Widow?
Maybe, I don't actually know. I don't know this character at all.
What would have been interesting is to see her in the Black Widow movie over Taskmaster.
Yes.
Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that could have been interesting, because Taskmaster specifically is a character that you could do a lot with, and specifically ends up being like one of the most dangerous threats to like the Avengers. With like the only person he cannot copy being Wade Wilson just because of how sheerly chaotic Deadpool is.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they go and decide, no, sympathetic character, we are probably going to try and redeem Taskmaster. Is what I expect to have happen. Well, that's a waste of one of your best villains to end up setting up an actual big confrontation.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Like, honestly, I think if they went with Red Widow as like the main villain for Black Widow movie, that would have been so much better.
Assuming we are right in that she is like an evil doppelganger.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Because again,
either.
Some variation of a widow would end up working probably better than Taskmaster.
Yes, exactly. Because, like, if you're making a movie about, like, a superhero, it has to have, like, an evil opposite. Like, Spider-Man with Green Goblin, Iron Man with, like, Ironmonger, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to just waste some of your best villains.
Of course not. Like, with something like Taskmaster, where that's like a waste of potential right there, bro.
That is a lot of wasted potential. You could have set up Taskmaster as being like the next Earth-threatening threat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But they didn't.
They didn't. Yeah, because they want to go bigger and bigger and bigger when immediately following the snap, the best thing would be probably going back down to Earth.
Yeah.
But they want to go bigger and bigger and bigger, so they're going straight to the multiverse. And that's not helping things.
I haven't touched anything multi-related.
Yeah.
Like, as far as far.
Yeah, like the only things that have my interest at the moment of Marvel is like Loki season 2, just because Tom Hiddleston is fun to watch as Loki. Not because I think the show will necessarily be like the best thing ever, but just because it is going to be fun to watch Tom Hiddleston be Loki.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah, they already had.
Yeah, I blanked for a second. But yeah, Deadpool 3, because it supposedly will keep the same tone as the first two, plus you get Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yes.
How could this not be good?
Like, you get Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are like great actors.
Yeah. So that
Like,
one,
if you have,
that one I expect to be good.
like, if it's not, it's gonna ruin the entire franchise.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, only the first two are gonna be considered the only two.
Yeah.
Just like how my headcanon with the first two Terminator movies.
I think most people just consider those the only two.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with like sequel trilogy not existing in the Star Wars.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. It does not. So I noted something the other day. It ends up, if you actually put as much scrutiny on 8 as people put on 9, it seems to fall apart just as much. Which is funny, because everyone gets on 9 for falling apart upon scrutiny, and then while people will end up getting on 8, they don't necessarily hold it to that same level of standard of falling apart on scrutiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I'm taking a quick look at what else ends up being on the schedule. Apparently, Thunderbolts will have Harrison Ford come in to fill in for the late actor for Thaddeus Ross. I might watch that just because Harrison Ford. But again, that's a case of just because that's Harrison Ford, not because I expect it to be good.
That dude that like a lot of times Harrison Ford is gonna get sick, and they're gonna like have to cut things short.
Damn.
I mean, it's just like that Indiana Jones scene with like the swordman.
There. Let's see. Let's see. The other thing that I hope will be good is Daredevil Born Again. I liked the Netflix show a lot. I will be pissed if they mess up what's basically a multiple years later sequel to it.
Yeah.
But that's like 4 things out of, I'm pretty sure they have like 12 things or more planned. And I only have like 4 things I'm interested in. 2 just because of who's in it. That's not good.
Compared to the amount of movies that are going to be released next year with all the Marvel in general.
Yeah, with all the Marvel stuff currently planned, being in for like 4 or 5 projects of like 12 is not great. That means
Definitely
at least half of it is being ignored.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Anyway, long side tangent over. Sandman.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. To be fair, this is my channel, and I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like sidetracked too far off.
Yeah. I didn't help of that. I specifically actually looked up a list of what was coming up, so don't feel like you ended up causing that. I contributed. Okay. I contributed.
You're right.
But yeah, Sandman. The one thing I will note, you probably should have put some level of definition of where his clothes are.
Yeah, because now he just looks like he's naked.
Yeah. Otherwise, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of his hands and his head look great.
Yeah, and he has these giant sand hands to show how he can just make them bigger. by controlling sand. Yeah. Ah, yes. Savage Namor.
AKA, Aquaman, copycat.
Yep. Also, he also has the foot wings.
Must be in, like, the same universe. One that, like, makes no sense to have wings at the bottom. Or at least at the base of their feet.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the wings at the base of their feet, and similar-ish names, I suspect she has something to do with Namor. I just don't actually know if that's accurate. Though I will say, I have not watched Black Panther 2. I have seen Namor's design for it.
I haven't watched it.
And at least this design doesn't look like he's basically just wearing this and nothing else. It looks like he actually has pants here.
At least.
Yeah.
Or what?
And then we have Spider-Man.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man.
Yep. Bright blue suit coloring. And then
Andrew
Spider-Man. Yeah.
I knew that was coming up.
And then no, just kidding. This isn't Spider-Man.
I was like, damn, that's Spider-Man.
No, it's not a version of Spider-Man. So apparently this is a guy called The Void. He is a figure that you build from grabbing all of the comic characters that we've seen. That isn't the HasLab. And that isn't Red Widow. So Namorita, Power Princess, Savage Namor, Justice, Black Panther, and one upcoming one, I'm pretty sure.
That's cool. Huh.
The only unfortunate thing for this guy, you see all of those back arms?
Yeah.
They have no posing. They have no posing.
No posing? So they're just stuck there.
Yes. Now, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how the Build-A-Figure splits apart. In theory, if the arms are separate from the torso, which they might be, and if they plug into the torso, you could, in theory, create new arms that actually do pose.
I hope so.
Because if not, that is kind of a sad thing of, well, for those of you who want the Void, yeah, all of his back arms don't do anything.
Yeah, they just stay there, do nothing.
Yeah. And then the last thing on the list, Vision.
Oh, it's like the comics Vision.
Yep. They ended up doing showing a series of MCU characters, which were all No Way Home based, and a comic series, which has pretty much everyone else. Yeah, he's the last one of the Build-A-Figure things. That comes with a part of the Void. Yeah. So here's the fun thing now. Now we have all of these to go through to figure out... So actually, how do we want to do the best and worst thing with this? Because now we have all these extra brands and all these extra things that we could end up throwing in.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Like, are we gonna go over like each and every subject and what's our?
That's probably gonna be the most. You know what? That's probably gonna be the most fair, in all honesty.
I mean, yeah, because we can't like do it all. Well, combine them all and just say they're one subject, and we have to pick
Yeah.
which one's our least favorite. That's just unfair.
Yeah. I'll even split up G.I. Joe for this. So I don't happen to really know the characters well, but I will say this does look cool.
Oh yeah. I think that one has to be my favorite.
So I apparently have good taste in G.I. Joe stuff then, of what looks cool at least. And then I will say this probably worst just because, again, you might just break your wrist or stab yourself.
Yeah, that's gonna be my least favorite, in all honesty.
Yeah. Of the Transformers, let me think. What would my favorite be? I am going to say potentially this guy, actually, Magnus.
Wait, really?
Potentially. With the close second being I do kind of want to pet this guy right now. Least favorite of the Transformers, let's see. I am going to probably go with Thundertron.
Figures.
What about you?
My favorite has to be Tiger on. In all honesty.
Thundertron or Tiger Hawk?
Or sorry, Tiger Hawk.
Yeah, Tiger Hawk. I was like,
there's no Tigertron on this list.
Yeah. And then least favorite.
Least favorite. It has to be that Rocky guy. What was his?
Which one?
He was supposed to be a Rose Quartz, but he ended up being Robin.
This guy. Yeah. Yeah, this guy ends up kind of. I don't know that I'll grab him.
Boulder Crash.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll grab Boulder Crash. I'm probably going to grab Magnus. He actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, for a Flintstones car.
Yeah. He actually looks like rock and not molten rock. And he ends up looking like a neat Flintstones mobile.
Can't get over that.
Yeah. So, I don't really know anything about Power Rangers. I just know that this is kind of neat that they ended up doing.
Yeah, that's my most favorite. Out of everything on this list.
So your absolute favorite is this.
I don't think I have a least favorite in this list.
Yeah, to be fair, this is a 4-pack, so there is kind of only 2 things necessarily, because everything else was licensed figures that I don't even cover for Transformers. So I left those off as well. So that is unfortunate that they didn't just do more figures themselves. Hasbro, you followed up Transformers with these guys. Please, at least give them more figures. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. For Star Wars. I would have to probably say either Chopper or Tenant. Just because it's funny that it's Tenant.
I think I have to go with Dark Revan.
Revan?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see, least favorite. I think that is a tie between that this guy kind of just looks like an old dude with a lightsaber, and that this lady randomly has such very blonde hair that it ends up sticking out so much.
Yeah.
Compared to the otherwise neutral outfit. that doesn't make sense.
Like it's conflicting.
Yeah, it conflicts. And sometimes that can work to your favor. In this case, it doesn't.
Oh, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because, like, sometimes having things conflict, like, Chopper has a completely different leg on one side of his body than the other, but it fits him because it's all still all kind of pieced together, rusty, lived in, and he's also just kind of what's the correct word? I'm trying to think of it. Kind of rough around the edges.
Ah, yes. Yeah, exactly.
So that fits and makes sense there. To be fair, maybe if I actually know who this character is a bit more, it might make a little more sense, but at the moment, just from design, that just that color hair just clashes.
Yeah.
Let's see. So then that leaves Marvel.
Yep.
I don't know whether I would put Doc Ock or Goblin as higher than each other.
Yeah, same here. Like, those are the only two I really like.
Yeah. Those are the two I am considering grabbing, even though I don't have a collection of Marvel guys. That means that is pretty good for design. So then what is lowest? I must question. No, I think I know. That this guy doesn't have posable back arms.
Yeah.
That's
has
what I'm gonna say, yeah.
Like, unless they make it posable at the end, it's gonna be my least favorite.
Yeah. So then, you mentioned your overall favorite. I need to think what my overall favorite ends up being. Actually, my overall favorite might have to be either Goblin or Otto Octavius. I think that's gonna be my overall favorite. And then I might still put this guy at the Void at the bottom still, just because he literally ends up not having movement in 8 limbs.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know who he is, that is still disappointing for those who do. It's even disappointing for me, who doesn't know who he is and probably will not grab him in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Like, I was even tempted to, like, buy all those HasLab figures just so I can collect and piece together this guy. Yeah, but after you told me that...
no,
like...
So, the only ones you need... I'll clarify something with that. The only ones you need to end up getting it is this guy. So the Black Panther, the Crystar, Justice, Namorita, Power Princess, Savage Namor, and Vision. And those are just normal Marvel Legends guys. Those aren't HasLab guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to quickly clarify that, because the only HasLab guy is Giant Man. That's the only HasLab guy here. Everything else is normal Marvel stuff. But yeah. Yeah, it still is annoying that he just has no movement for those, even if I don't know who he is at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, here's actually a question. I don't have an answer for this question. I will be very fair and point this out up front. I don't have an answer for this. Of the 3 Spider-Man, which is the best?
Maguire.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have an answer for that because I like Spider-Man as a character. I don't like him enough to have a favorite.
Seriously?
Listen,
Come on.
listen. I am a lot more focused. I had been a lot more focused, wanting to try and get Lego figures of all the Iron Man armor marks. So I don't necessarily have a favorite Spider-Man because I had more focus on my mind of what Iron Man suits are there.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up starting that question noting I personally don't have an answer for that one. Yeah. I think that covers everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before I end up deciding to sign off, even though I don't know anything about Power Rangers, Hasbro, give them more figures of from you directly.
Yes, please.
Everything else got multiple figures from you guys. Even Star Wars, where even though they only had three Black Series figures, had these vintage collection figures in between.
Give us more and more for like from other Red Power Rangers series, like Lightspeed Rescue or Dino Thunder.
Yeah, that should be all. So, see you guys next time.
See ya.